What's going on, everybody? We're live now, getting ready for the first offseason in the South Dakota Dynasty. Should be a lot of fun today. Going to go through the whole offseason, a little bit of the preseason, some of the red shirts. We'll go through a lot of practice, see some of the new players and all that type of stuff. But definitely excited to get this going, get this ready. It was a real fun first season. Got through it quicker than I thought it would. About a month today was the first episode. So getting through the first season in a month definitely was very good. Gets us quicker into actually being able to be competitive and that type of stuff. A month today was the first episode. So yeah, we'll get into it in just a minute. Take a little bit just to let some people come in and that type of stuff. Look at some of the statistics and players. Of course, J.R. Miller was our starting quarterback. Not the best season from him. Pierce Libby and Jalen Page in the backfield. Then Knox and Gilbert at receiver with some other guys contributing. On defense, Toby Cota, Bryson Williams, Ross Bukowski, Rakeem Hood. So it'll be good to see these players. A few of them will be graduating, but a lot of them will be returning. And it'll be good to see how much they can improve. We will lose our kicker, Malachi Peterson. Not too big of a loss, though. DeGene may be the biggest loss in terms of graduating seniors. He was super good on kickoff returns. And a lot of guys will be back, so this will be exciting to just get in, see how the offseason progresses, and get a look at this team and how they'll be looking heading into Season 2. But I think we're going to go ahead and get into the offseason, simulate to the end of this season, and just get right into it. So, of course, we went 1-11 in the first season. Coach Bob Nielsen 0-1 against rivals, but I would consider it 1-2 beating North Dakota. Yeah, no touchdowns for DeGene. He got real close. Knox got close a couple times too. Really wish they could have. I think a couple of them were like 10 or 20 yards away. Real close though. But yeah, 0-2 against top 25. Weren't really expecting to beat any top 25 teams this year for sure. That would have been quite the surprise in year one. It's definitely going to be a grind to get this team up to a super high level. We'll get a look at some of these coaching changes. A couple quick ones. David Shaw won't be returning to Stanford, and Justin Wilcox has been fired from Cal after going 5-7. So definitely should be some shakeups. We'll have to see if we have any shakeups on our coaching staff, and then some of the other Dakota teams, and we'll look around the other coaching staffs. But not really a whole ton to see in the coaching carousel. All that real information will be in the actual coaching changes. But how's everyone doing today? Everyone having a good day so far? Excited to get this ready. First time actually streaming in a good while. First time making videos, and it's good to be back. Yes, our center starting or backup start of the season is 5'7". So I think that was a big part of why he struggled so much. And yeah, he did not do super great. So we switched over to our other center, who is same rating, who was about 6'2". And he didn't play great, but definitely played better. So we'll get into some coaching changes. We'll start off, of course, with the independents where all the Dakota teams are. And we'll look at ours as we end up losing Travis Schlacke and Johansson. So we lose both of our coordinators. So that's definitely to keep an eye on. Looks like we got Lance Leipold, all-time winning coach in D3 and Buffalo's head coach, then Zach Spavital. I'm pretty sure he was at Texas State because I know Jake Spavital's their head coach. Then North Dakota State, they signed both their coordinators to an extension. I was kind of thinking maybe one of them would leave. South Dakota State with no changes along their coaching staff. A little surprising with how disappointing their season was. But big changes for North Dakota. Tony Elliott, wow. They get Clemson's offensive coordinator to be their new head coach. Then new offensive and defensive coordinators. So that's definitely something that's very interesting, something we'll have to keep an eye on because we'll definitely play all the Dakota teams again in Season 2. But I want to see where our coordinators ended up. First, let's see, was I right about Spavital? Because I know Leipold came from Buffalo. Texas State. Yep, so he was their DC. Yeah, North Dakota fired their entire coaching staff, got them all up out of there after going 0-12. Yeah, this is fun. This is something I had an idea for a little while, and then the team builder site went down, so it made it a lot more difficult, but coming back, was able to figure out how to get everything the way I want it to be. So I'm really excited for this series. Like I said, it's something I've been thinking about doing probably for a couple years and just couldn't get it quite right with team builder site going down. What's up, Alex? How you doing? Yeah, I wonder, let's see who Clemson replaced as their offensive coordinator. Terry Malone. I don't know. Not sure where he came from, but Brent Venables, of course, stays. Don't know if he'll ever actually leave Clemson. Let's see if there's any other interesting coaching changes. So, wow. So, Boston College fires Adazio like they did in real life, but hires Sonny Dykes and end up actually keeping both of their coordinators. All of Duke's staff is back. New defensive coordinator for Florida State. Jeff Collins gets fired from Georgia Tech. And Mac Brown retires after one season. Yeah, Team Builder is completely down. They took the website down. If you try and go there, I think it redirects you to like the Madden website now. Alex, I just decided coming back to wanted to do something different and just start anew after so much time off. Start a new series, one that I can be really excited about. So that's what happened to the Fairfield Dynasty. See if there's any other. Real quick, we'll just look at this. So Lovie Smith gets fired. Indiana fires all their coaches. And looks like all the head coaches there. Let's actually just sort by head coaches. No changes in the Big 12. Sonny Dykes leaves to go to Boston College. Josh Heupel left and Charlie Strong was fired. So Heupel ends up at Cal, so he'll bring that high-flying offense there to replace Justin Wilcox. Then in the SEC, Mark Stoops gets fired. Definitely would not see that in real life, but Noel Mazzoni takes over for him. And I think that's pretty much everything for the coaching changes. So now we'll get into players leaving. Hopefully no transfers, and that's good. We have no transfers. So let's look at the list. Looks like we have 10 seniors leaving. So I think one of those seniors, one of the defensive tackles, I guess, ended up redshirting who was a senior. So he won't be graduating. So that takes away one of our open spots. But seniors graduating, Toby Cota, he was very good for us. I really enjoyed him. He was very disruptive at times. I believe first or second on the team in sacks. Forced a couple fumbles. David Moen, I think, had 2 touchdowns, only 3 carries. Malachi Peterson, our kicker. Dylan Huggins, the backup right tackle. Nick Kreutzberg. He wasn't super impactful for us. And then Mac DeGene, number 1 corner, fastest player in the team. He graduates. Definitely going to miss. He wasn't a super cover corner, but just in terms of athleticism was very good. Then we lose both starting first and third string starting defensive tackle, starting left guard, and QB Ethan Smith. Yeah, Alex, I would definitely catch up on it. It's been a lot of fun to make, a few exciting games in there, and just good back to playing NCAA football. So pretty much knew all these guys were leaving. No one unexpected, no one declaring for the draft or anything. So definitely some guys will miss. A few starters here and there. Ethan Smith played more in that final quarter, second half of the season. Then I do want to look at some of the other Dakota schools and see if they have anything happening. So South Dakota State actually has a defensive tackle who's transferring to Missouri. So that's very interesting. And then Keith Burge, Zach Rotundi, Adam Allen, who came in and played against us, who's graduating, Tony Washington. So a number of really good players. Hayden Andrews leaving South Dakota State. It'd be interesting to see if that is like how much South Dakota State will really improve this year. They were real bad last year. see. I don't think they are. They would have to go through a lot to get a new game. I'm hoping sooner than later they are able to come up with some sort of agreement to just some development company get like a fully licensed college football game. Whenever that happens, I would pay so much money for that game. But yeah, we definitely got destroyed in some of those games, especially like the Oklahoma game and the Oregon State game, second and third game of the seasons. Those were definitely very rough. But looks like North Dakota State has 2 guys going pro. One's a redshirt sophomore, and they'll have 2 offensive linemen drafted, it appears. Rest of their guys not quite good enough, but definitely losing a lot of talented guys here. Nate eBay, who just destroyed us in our game against them, had 14 tackles for loss. So they actually lose 3, I think their entire starting defensive line. Looks like 2 of their starting linebackers, so they'll have a lot to replace. And then North Dakota, graduations, and then a transfer. Looks like he's going to actually trying to transfer to South Dakota, so that'll definitely be very interesting. We'll see. We'll look at the next screen and see how good he is. But I doubt there's really 2. Like Jamil Barber was good for North Dakota, but they don't really have a ton of talent on their team, so they're probably not losing a whole ton really. But we will go ahead, move forward to transfer request and draft results. We're just going to look here. I doubt, no one drafted for South Dakota. Look at some of these other schools. South Dakota State, no one gets drafted. And then North Dakota, no one. And North Dakota State has the 2 offensive linemen who are drafted. So not a whole ton of interesting stuff there. Those are mainly the schools that we care about at this moment. And we'll look at transfer requests now. So 2 guys wanting to come to South Dakota. Left guard Bence Polgar from Buffalo. Looks to be pretty good. The one problem is with the rules I have set up, I don't want to cut any players who are currently on our roster. So I think we're going to have to not take him because I don't think we have a spot. Defensive tackle's tough because we have absolutely no depth there. He got 1 snap. I'm trying to figure out if we'd be able to take him, because I know we had 11 seniors, 10 graduated. I think we have 11 players committed, so I don't think that we have the ability to take him as well. Like to get one of these guys, but like I said, I don't want to cut any of the players that are currently on our roster. Thanks for pointing that out, GT. We do have, let's actually check out our coordinators. So Spavital's a level 3. All of his stuff is in injury and stamina, which, I mean, that'll help us against up-tempo teams, definitely. But now looking at Lance Leipold, 12 points to upgrade. So I think we'll start with get plus carrying. Fumbles were a big problem for us. Then 9 left. Get an upgrade to our throw power. That'll definitely help J.R. Miller. I think we'll just go with all these. Plus catching, plus throw power, and plus break tackle and elusiveness and that type of stuff. That will probably help us out a ton this year, because that's +3, +2 to +5 in there. So that should be a huge help. New offensive coordinator, and that'll be fun. Definitely give us great boosts and probably should help us out a ton in year 2. All right, Alex, we'll have to give you a tryout for the team then. So nothing really left here. Saw the transfer requests. But yeah, defensive tackle is going to be a big spot that we're going to have to recruit to this year, because I think we have 3 guys currently on the roster, and 1 or 2 of them are seniors. I think one of them's a senior. So I just sort of mentioned it and talked about it in a few of the episodes, but we currently have 12 players committed, and we have 12 open spots. So there's not really anyone on our board and not a spot for them as well. So not really much to do here. And most likely, if we get any walk-ons, I'm just going to take the players that we recruited if there's no open spot for any of the walk-ons. But I liked our first recruiting class, 124 in the country. Only 12 players committed, and they're all 1 or 2 star, so not super unsurprised that we're 124th. But the actual players we got, I'm very, very happy with how the first recruiting class turned out, especially with only, I think, somewhere like 21, 24 players available to us with our recruiting restrictions. But first commit we got 6'4", 288, Noah Johnston. He'll be a day 1 starter for us. Good run blocker, strong, not a superb athlete. Then DeMarco Anderson from South Dakota, good size, 6'3", 216. Decent athlete, pretty strong, can hit. And then pretty much just has to develop everywhere else. He's a guy who will redshirt this year and hopefully can develop into something. Noah Butler's a guy who we may start as a true freshman. We'll have to see how the roster looks. But he is 6'4", 295. Was very interested in us. Not a superb athlete. Just a run blocking specialist, basically. Eric Sikowski is very interesting to me. He's from Nebraska. Good size at 6'2". And he's not a superb athlete for the cornerback position. Doesn't have super coverage ratings. But good play rec. Can hit a little bit. And decent pursuit. So I'm not quite sure if his best spot in the future will be at corner or like a free safety playing the center of the field. And then, so we'll have to figure that one out. Jackson Harvey, very good player for us, or very good recruit from Brookings. So in South Dakota's backyard, he's not super fast, but sort of does it all. Can rush the passer a little bit, good coverage, and definitely will be a day 1 starter for us. Very excited for him. Ladorian Mcrae, not super big, 6 foot, decent size. Not a great athlete, but similar to DeMarco Anderson, he can hit, can't really cover, but has better block shedding and pursuit than Anderson did. So we'll have to find a spot for him. I'm wondering, because he has decent strength and isn't super fast, if he maybe fits as like a safety linebacker hybrid. Then we got Phoenix Mcdonald, 5'10", 183. Number 1 trait, only real redeeming quality for him is 90 speed. And he'll develop and hopefully be a downfield threat for us. Rakeem Boyd, 6 foot, 200. Developmental shifty back with some decent size. Cooper Price, junior college. Wide receiver, most likely will start for us. Will be our fastest receiver. Good hands, good route running, not very good spectacular catch in traffic, so not a perfect player there. Then Cordell Hicks, maybe my second favorite player in this class. Undersized, but has speed comparable to our receivers, good hands, could develop into a run blocker, and we'll probably have to find him a role in year 1. Then Dontavius Knight, shifty, elusive back who can catch the ball out of the backfield. Could be a running back, wide receiver hybrid. Then the by far best player in this class, it's Beau Weaver, 6'8", 303, beat out Iowa State and North Dakota State for him. He'll probably be our best player as soon as he gets on campus. He's a good athlete, he's strong, balanced across the board, a little better run blocking, but he's going to be a great player for us. True freshman, I'll bet you he's our best player on the team. Then the rest of the guys were just lower rated. I liked the guys that we actually recruited better. Jacob Boschek, he's not as fast as Phoenix Mcdonald, and that's why I went for Phoenix Mcdonald. And then from there, just no one else I'm really interested in. So I think what we're going to do is go to signing day. We don't have any real points to put in anyone because there's no real available spots. But on signing day, we'll be able to see top classes and that type of stuff as well. So let's see. See if I'll bet we probably get some walk-ons, but we'll have to see. And be interesting to see where like North Dakota State, all the other Dakota teams where their recruiting classes were. But yeah, 6'8", 62 speed, 92 acceleration with really good run blocking ratings for a true freshman. He's going to be a lot of fun. Interesting. Gerald Mason commits to Eastern Michigan, but it's yellow for us like he committed to us. We'll have to check that out. Signed 6 prospects. I assume all those are walk-ons. See the guys who are left on our board. Yeah, okay. So Gerald Mason does commit to us. That was a weird little thing. 6'3", 222 out of Minnesota, but basically a walk-on caliber player. No one else ends up at a school that was left on our board. So we're going to take the rest of these guys off so we can see like the map of where all our prospects are from. Definitely like the view of that. So yeah, let's look at the pipeline states. South Dakota, 25 players, 10 from North Dakota, 6 from Nebraska, and then a few from other states. So yeah, you can see a very tight little area that we recruited. Basically, any border state to South Dakota is the areas that I targeted players at. So we didn't end up getting from Montana, 1 from Minnesota and Gerald Mason, and then a few from the other states as well. So let's see where our recruiting class finished. So we end up actually finishing not in dead last place. I'm kind of surprised at that. Let's see, we got some walk-ons. Walk-on quarterback, cornerback. Looks like some other guys here. Most likely they won't actually make the roster, so we can keep the players that I actually recruited. But let's see the top classes in the country. I know, wow, Notre Dame's is kind of nutty. 6 5-stars. Got 3 receivers, 3 5-star receivers, and then a 4-star as well. And then 2 5-star corners. That's a pretty crazy class, and it's not even first in the country. So a lot of names you would sort of expect up here, but South Carolina and Minnesota, neither really that great of seasons, but they finish in the top 10. Nebraska at number 11, Clemson down at number 16. Now let's look for the other Dakota schools. So South Dakota finishes 41st with 2 4-star commitments. So it looks like a lot of 3 stars and maybe 2 walk-ons down here. So that's a really good recruiting class. Yeah, well, so I think I'm going to do, I'm kind of attached to the players' names now. So I think just in the next, like this upcoming recruiting class, I have the editor for NCAA football. So what I'll do in the game is just, like you can edit the recruits' names so they'll actually show up in the recruiting class without creating them completely. So I feel like that'll work out well. So the prospects that y'all submitted, I will have them in the, I'll do a off-season recap and season 2 preview, and I'll include them all in there and show them all. And I also feel like this way I can include more than the, I think you can create like 25 prospects, but this way I can create more of them. So South Dakota State ends up actually with a better recruiting class than Oregon, who is in the top 5 this year. So that's definitely interesting. North Dakota State ends up at number 45. So good recruiting class for both of them. 2 4 stars for North Dakota State. 1 an athlete, 1 a defensive end. Number of 4 defensive ends, wow, that they recruited. A lot of 3 stars in there. I'm interested to see what position that athlete plays. Probably running back or something like that. He may be dangerous for them next year. And then North Dakota with the 54th with 18 2-stars, so a ton of 2 stars there. Some corners, outside linebackers, a lot of outside linebackers. Doesn't look like they got a quarterback, though. I didn't see one. Nope. So they'll be stuck with Buck Mayhew as their quarterback. Now let's see if there's anything else. Look at the Spark 100, see where these guys went. So number 1 running back ends up at South Carolina, number 2 player in the country, so that's definitely surprising. Reigning national champion Arizona gets the number 3 prospect. Purdue up there. A lot of Notre Dame there, not North Dakota. Minnesota with 1. Texas Tech and South Florida with 1. Rutgers up there. South Carolina with another 5-star. A few for Alabama. And let's look at some of the... Let's look at North and South Dakota and those prospects who are in the state and where they ended up. So Dequan Perkins ends up at Idaho. Number 2 prospect in the state ends up going nowhere, so we'll have to see if there's any update on him. He's from Fargo. North Dakota State didn't even consider him, or he didn't even consider North Dakota State. Dennis Burkhart, really good defensive tackle, goes to North Dakota over North Dakota State. Then a couple from North Dakota State, and then us down here. And South Dakota, so top 2 players in the state were Tavell Atkins, who's going to Wyoming, and Markel Weber, who's going to Air Force. But I feel like we got a better tight end in Cordell Hicks than probably either of them are personally. Then Utah gets 1. Boschek goes nowhere. And then the rest are our players. So I think that's pretty much everything here, unless there's anything else anyone wants to see. But looked at Pipeline States, Spark 100, South Dakota, North Dakota, top classes in our board as well. Alright, so we'll move forward to position changes now. And this will be interesting because there's a few different guys that I've been thinking about changing their position. So we see, Beau Weaver, currently number 1 player on our roster. Marcus Alston, a walk-on from Iowa. And then Chris Cobb's a walk-on from Arizona. So I don't think there's really any changes here that need to be made. One thing was we don't currently have a fullback. And Ladorian Mcrae, he's a power back. So I'm able to change the play styles and that type of stuff, and I can slightly edit their ratings, and I'll find the best prospect. And I'll find the best prospect that fits the description and then edit them around a little bit to match the description better. Yeah, I'm hoping with the training results we'll have a few players in the 70 overalls. But I think we're going to move Ladorian Mcrae to fullback. We have 5 other running backs now, and he's down on the depth chart. Can truck a little bit, and hopefully his blocking ratings can improve. Not expecting too much to use a fullback this year. So yeah, Dontavius Knight is 66 at receiver. I think I want to keep him as a running back. So one problem that we'll have is his carrying. If he's a wide receiver and we put him at running back, will get a lot worse. But I can split him out wide in different ways from the running back position to get him the ball in his hands. Don't think there's any at there. One that I was thinking about is we only have 2 right ends, and neither are super great. So I was thinking, like, these tight ends are way down on the depth chart, and they won't play over Cordell Hicks or Tate Wagner. So I think what I'm going to do is just move one of them to right end, just to fill out the roster a little better. So I think that's good there. Then the offensive line's interesting, because I want to need to move some of these guys around so we can get the best results. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to move Liam Hennessy to left tackle. That way we have 3 different options here, and we can see who's the best choice to start in season 2. Move him to right tackle as a backup for Beau Weaver. At guard, I think that's good. Johnston's going to start, and then we'll have the battle here again of senior Devin Martin, who most likely will start. Can't really start a 5'7" center and have super good results. But I think that's good there. Another walk-on. I think these are all good. Yeah, only 3 defensive tackles. 2 are juniors and 1's a senior. So we're going to have to figure that out quick. And then linebacker's a very interesting one, because we got to figure out who's going to start at middle linebacker. Because, yeah, Jackson Harvey's going to be the starter at right outside. Then left outside is going to be Sylvia. So I think what I'm going to do is move Ladorian Mcrae to middle linebacker. Then move... We'll move Rakeem Hood to middle linebacker. And then Preston Pratt. So it gives us a few options there again. Then Terrell Rice most likely won't be starting, so we'll move him to left outside for a little more depth. And then we'll move Jay Schmidt to right outside. Let's see. I'm not sure how accurate the sacks given up are. It's only one. I feel like his biggest problem was he just could not run block to save his life. Yeah, real bad run blocking. And he was the one, if you noticed on the plays where they just trucked the offensive line, it was normally him who was getting beat and just destroying all of our running plays at the very beginning. But yeah, I think that's good. Because that'll give us 3 there, 4 there, and 2 there. Yeah, I think that's good. Then at corner, got Glover, Montgomery, and Warner. So he could move to free safety. He'd be a better overall. I'm not sure if I'd want to... A big problem with some of these guys, like Zukowski, Lidorian Mcrae, is I'm wondering if I would be better off if there's someone similar, just redshirting him so we get that extra year of eligibility so we can be a better team in the future. I think that's currently my plan. Yeah, his pass blocking's good. That wasn't really his issue. It was just the run blocking was just tough to deal with. Especially, let's see. I mean, his is just a little better, but to me, he seemed to play better in the actual games. But I think for now, we're going to leave him at cornerback because I'm not sure if he'll play this year. And that way, his biggest issue currently is his coverage ratings, and I think we'll get the biggest boost from staying at corner. And we're going to need some corners soon with 2 graduating. Then I think DeMarco Anderson, I'm going to move to strong safety. Yeah, I think he fits better there. He can hit and not really much else. So I feel like his biggest strength is just being a box safety. And I think that's everything for position changes. So now we get into the part of the offseason where there's only good news. No bad news can come from here. Players leaving, you can have transfers. Recruiting, you can miss out on guys. But this, just everyone's getting better. So we'll have to see how much everyone gets better. So, yep, we end up with a few 70 overalls here. Good boost for Deontay Knox. So we'll have, I think, 5 players in the 70s if you include Beau Weaver. So definite improvement there. And we'll go position by position and just look at the roster. So J.R. Miller at quarterback gets a little faster. Better boost for Ezekiel Wood. May have to check him out in practice just to see how he does, but he can't run the ball at all. You get tiny bit of that. Oh goodness. Can you imagine him going up 5'7" against like a 6'6" edge rusher? Like long and fast. That would be funny. So gets better throw power. So it's a little worse throw power for Ezekiel Wood, but a little better accuracy. But I feel like I would rather have 3 more points in throw power and lose 2 in throw accuracy. Personally, with a little better running. Wish it was a little bit better of a boost for J.R. Miller, though. Now at running back, we got Jalen Page +4. +4 for all the running backs. They all get a little faster, a little quicker. Better break tackling for Jalen Page. Hopefully he can be quicker this year. I feel like that was a big part of his problem. Is Pierce Libby was just a little faster, so he was able to make more of the holes that he got. But great elusiveness for Jalen Page. He just seemed he wasn't really making that many people miss. He's got decent catching out of the backfield too. Look at Trenton Klumper, see if there's anything interesting here. Not really. Yeah. So all the running backs get better. Ladorian Bolden +5, a little faster, stronger, better trucking. Cannot really catch the ball at all. And blocking ratings definitely get better as well. 61's not terrible for a fullback on a team of our caliber. Yeah, he would be a pancake on the ground after getting bull rushed. All right, so +6 for Knox, +6 for Went, +4 for these guys, +5 for Mike Algram, who's a senior. So Delvonte Bell, Richie Campbell, and Mike Algram are all seniors. So we'll have to see how they're able to play this year. Maybe try and get them on the field a little more. I like Jacoby Patton, 5'9", possession receiver, a little bit of speed, but just a ton of guys ahead of him. So let's look at the hands. That's the biggest thing here. Is +6 for Deontay Knox, +5 for Nate Went. That's definitely good to see Went struggle to catching the football. +5 for Algram, so he's up there for the best hands along with Deion Gilbert. And then Richie Campbell and Delvonte Bell, they just don't have super good hands, so I'm not really sure. Especially Richie Campbell. He's our highest rated. I think it's because he's got some elusiveness and some decent athleticism. So we might just get him the ball on like option pitches and that type of stuff, maybe some jet sweeps. Then at tight end, +4 for Wagner. He gets a little faster. Not super great after the catch. Hands get a little better. He didn't really have, I don't think, too big of a problem. Yeah, only 2 drop passes. So even though he's got a low catching rating, he played well. Then at left tackle, +4, +5. So we'll have to see among the 3 left tackles who's going to start. Probably going to just depend on their ratings. Let's look at their passing or their blocking ratings. So to me, that's pretty clear who should start. Same pass block, and then 2 points better in both of these. So he may be the starting left tackle or Noah Butler. Neither's a great athlete. He's a little stronger. Then Noel, he will not be starting. We got Noah Johnston. Just look at these. But decent little boost there. Then at center, same overall for both of them. And now looking at that, like, I feel like his ratings are better. +5, only 1 less than the same. So he might get another chance. We'll see how he can do. He's not the athlete and doesn't have the same size, but we may split it. Yeah, our O-line is definitely struggled. The one nice thing is, like, with the guys I got, the majority of them all are very good run blockers. So I feel like that'll definitely help us out this year. Brandon Groenhagen, he was the other guy who I feel like was put on the ground a lot at right guard, but gets a nice +6 boost. That's definitely good to see. Good acceleration, good strength. And then passing, 71 pass block. Yeah, a lot of these guys run block not very good. Then at right tackle, neither of these guys really matter. That's disappointing for a 41 overall to only go up 3 points. I don't think he'll ever play in his career at a 44 overall, but I guess he has time to develop. Shadow Hansen goes up. He's a little faster. Look at the pass rushing moves. Decent block shedding, I guess. But yeah, just better in pretty much every area than Leon Kearns. So he'll definitely be the starter. Kearns is senior, so might try and get him a little bit more playing time. At right end, definitely could be a trouble spot, is Javon Miller and Scott Bruniger are 55 and 54 overall. That's going to be the part of the problem is if we can't recruit depth when we have guys graduate, you're going to have some low-rated guys starting. So, I mean, that's a pretty good combo right there for a 55 overall, 65 and 67. Definitely better in both, pretty much everything than he is. Francois gets a little better. Probably going to redshirt him this year just to be depth. Then Pedro Martels, that's big. He goes up 6 points. He was good at times last year. 4 tackles for loss, 3 sacks. I think he had 2 sacks in one game. Yeah, there's the senior who ended up redshirting because he didn't play. +5 for them. Those are good boosts in a position that we really need big boosts. So decent block shed for both of them. So maybe our run stopping will be a little better this year. Still not going to probably have a ton of pass rush. Yeah, that's the goal, is to recruit depth at all these different positions that we have seniors graduating. But to me, a part of the fun with the only certain players are really available to us is that there's going to be times where we can't find, let's say, like a defensive tackle, and we'll have to be creative in finding someone who can play that spot. Because I don't think I've said exactly what the recruiting restrictions are, but so the only states currently available to us are North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, Montana, and Wyoming. So the border states for South Dakota. And then from those states, it's 1 or 2 star prospects. So it definitely makes it a whole lot tougher to find top tier talent. And with those strict restrictions, there's not always going to be a certain position that's really available to you. So we'll have to get creative, which I think will definitely be fun. I think next year we're going to add Canada to that just to hopefully find some Canadians. It's not going to be this largest depth of states, but as we get better, I'm going to expand those so to be more realistic that we'll have more players that are available to us. But now at linebacker, super strong, super athletic, Sylvia Weidenar. See how he got better up to a 65. Can hit, rush the passer a little bit. Coverage rating still struggling. Yeah, pretty much only an athlete. Like, he's strong, fast, but you look at his ratings, he can hit a little bit. Decent power move, but in terms of like coverage, it's really bad. But I feel like a lot of times I was just trying to have him play run defense or rush the passer, because in coverage he's just such a liability. Then +5 for Rakeem Hood. That's nice to see. He was a good player for us. 10 tackles for loss. He's decent athlete, not bad by any stretch. Best tackler that we have here. And then good pursuit. Better zone coverage than Sylvia. We'll start going for like 4 or 5 stars, I think, at a point. Most likely, if we get to a point where we're good enough to move to a Power 5 conference, then we'll start going for those 4 or 5 stars. Maybe once, like if we get to like a BCS bowl or something, then we're definitely going to start going for 4 or 5 star prospects, because once you reach that stage, then your recruiting really takes a big jump. Right outside, let's see, any interesting ratings here. Good block shedding and finesse move from Kelly Sprinkle. He's only a sophomore, so we may see him play more in the future as a developmental guy. Yeah, and that's what I tried to do, is have him rushing the passer, because when we were running like a 3-3-5 setup or had him in like a 2-4-5, he was on the edge, and I was making sure he was the one rushing the passer all the time, because I feel like he did a pretty decent job at least creating pressure, even if he wasn't necessarily getting sacks. Then at corner, we got 2 seniors, 5'6", 5'7", and 5'10". Xavier Warner, now the fastest corner. Probably going to have to play a lot of zone, because we don't really have the speed to play man. Because if they send anyone deep, then it will not be pretty for us. So good ratings here for all these guys, really. Like mid-70s. Press not super good for Jax Montgomery, but nothing that's that bad. These two concern me if they have to play at any point. But I think we're going to go with probably 3 corners and 3 safeties, and try not to get into many dime looks unless we're using a safety there. Bukowski up 5. He gets faster. Still struggles at tackling. Small guy, but he can hit hard, which is good to see. And then coverage ratings, zone coverage gets better. Trevon Simmons, just a backup. And then Deontay Taylor, a freshman. Hopefully he can develop into something pretty good, but not a great athlete. Then Bryson Williams and Briar Darby. So a +6 for Bryson. That's huge. +6 for Kevin O'Kelly, who maybe could be the future at strong safety. But I think we may see Briar Darby or Trevon Simmons as like the dime corner, or if we go to a 3 safety look, one of them. Briar Darby to me is more of like a box safety. That's all he can really do. Although his coverage isn't super bad, just not a great athlete. So decent upgrades here. Coverage gets better for both of them. Pursuit's good for Bryson Williams, 59 tackles last year. Then at kicker, Devin West redshirted last year. I think he'll probably be better than Malachi Peterson, +6 to kick power, which is big. Then punter, Kenny Matson will be a senior. Punted a lot last year. And +7 kick power, +6 kick accuracy. That's definitely good to see. So yep, that's the top of the roster. Pretty much 5 guys up there, including Beau Weaver, and then you have your mid-60s. So now we'll move forward to cut players. I don't think this will be super difficult. We'll have to see how many we have to cut. It is, so 6 players to cut. Let's see. So walk-on quarterback. Don't want to cut any of our current players or our recruits. Then see if there's any walk-ons anywhere that are easy to cut. We're going to cut Christian Jackson. Then Greg Motley. Don't really want Chris Cooper. Gerald Mason at a 42 overall. Marcus Alston. And then our players. So it looks like to get to 70, it's going to sort of suck, but keeping with the restrictions to keep it as a little tougher of a rebuild, I think it's going to be Chris Cobbs and it's going to be Marcus Alston, because they're walk-ons. They're 3 stars that we recruited or did not recruit. So that gets us down to 70. So that was pretty easy. Sucks to cut them, but if we had open spots and had less recruits, we might have been able to keep them. But now we'll move forward to the custom conferences. There's a couple changes I think I want to make here. Moving some teams to different conferences. But if you are enjoying it today, it's very helpful if you leave a like. Season's been a lot of fun. Appreciate all you showing out, being very active in the chat. I really appreciate that. Let's see. Taking forever to get through cutting players, but looks like we got a new upgrade for Bob Nielsen. So I think we're gonna kind of want to go for the visits, just because if we're trailing in anyone, then we can put 200 points in, and I don't think we have a ton of guys really graduating. So I feel like we'd be best off, I don't know. We'll go with this one. Start the season well. And then maybe as the season goes along, we'll be able to get that next, like, points for bonus points for visits. So a change I want to make is in the Mountain West. I added Idaho to get them to 12 teams. We're going to take them out. Then we're going to add North Dakota State. Switch them. I was trying to figure out the best team. I think it's probably Utah State. We'll just do that for now. And then we're also going to add South Dakota State. I think the current plan is, you can see there's an open spot here. So there's an open spot in the Mountain West to get it to balance. So you might see a potential team there. Maybe after season 2 make the jump. I think we're going to stay independent for season 2. So we can play a little more variety of teams. Then I think after that, depending on how the season goes, we'll make the jump to the Mountain West. But I think that's everything for that. No problem. I appreciate you coming out for the stream today. Yeah, what I'll do if people put players in states that I can't really recruit to or that are a little better, once those players are starting for the team that they end up on, I'm going to do my best to schedule them so people can see their players actually play in the series. So now we're into the preseason. So I think we'll start with some of the freshmen, editing them and their appearances. So Dontavius Knight, definitely not going to be number 40. Don't like that one at all. I think the number he's going to get is number 1. I like that. He's going to play running back and receiver. So we'll see. Give him some gloves. And then the high socks as well. I like that look of him. I like the way it looks currently. So I think that's good. We'll look at Rakeem Boyd. There's not a whole ton. It could be number 24. That looks good to me. Then at receiver, got Cooper Price. Don't really want to give him I guess there are no single digit numbers, so that makes that easy. We'll give him number 17. Change his helmet. Then Phoenix Mcdonald. I think we'll just stick him with 85 for now. We'll change that helmet though. Once he's actually playing, I think I'll give him probably a different number. At tight end, let's see, Cordell Hicks. He's almost certainly going to play this year. Got 84. I think I like 83 for that one. Get him a different helmet. Lower the shoulder pads. And he needs some gloves. Then I think most likely all these offensive linemen are fine. I may go back later, but Beau Weaver, number 77. Yeah, the Revolution helmets they're tough. They're gross. Then Ladorian Mcrae. Since he's like a safety hybrid, kind of want to give him a number like 34. This is like a safeties number, but could be a linebacker number. For him, we'll go see the Revo speed. Yeah, I like that. He needs some gloves though. Then they're all good. Jackson Harvey. Personally, I don't really like giving my linebackers numbers in the 50s. I feel like in college they end up with numbers, single digits, anything but like the 50s a lot of the time. I like 46 there. I think that looks good. Then I don't know why none of these players have any gloves. Like Cordell Hicks, the tight end, didn't have any gloves. But I think that's good. Sikowski. 36 is interesting. Probably a number in the 20s. I like 27 for corners. So I feel like that's a good number for him. Trying to give it a little variety too, so it's not all exactly the same. All right, almost done here. Then, not really sure if we'll see DeMarco Anderson play, but sure, he can have 36 for now. So I think that's everything, because all the current players are edited for the most part. Anyone who will be starting. Now, custom schedule, we got 12 open spots, so I'm very open to suggestions. I know 3 teams will be playing for sure. We'll definitely be playing North Dakota State, and South Dakota State. But outside of that, let me know what teams you want to see us play. Just let me know. A lot of open spots this time. So let's see. When are the Dakota schools available? Part of the problem this year, I don't think, I guess North Dakota's available. Like, I kind of wanted to play South Dakota State in the final game of the season again. I want to probably play North Dakota earlier in the year. I don't know if we want to play Clemson this year. That doesn't sound fun. Could play South Dakota State there, at South Dakota State. Then, I mean, I'll play Clemson. It's just not going to be probably very pretty, if we're being honest. When is North Dakota? Okay, North Dakota State's available there. We'll play them at home. Here, let's see. Could play Utah State maybe at home. Then, let's see. Let's play a Power 5 team here. Let's see. Is Kansas available? Played Kansas State. Yeah. Let's play Kansas. Yeah, Minnesota would be fun. I mean, there's a bunch of spots, and I want to play a number of Power 5 teams. Let's see where Minnesota's available. Can play at Minnesota there. Then, yeah, I feel like Utah State's probably a good fit there. Let's see who else is, like Utah State, Colorado State. Someone like that. I wish North Dakota was available here. Then I would play them there, but they are not. So, I don't know how good Utah State is. Texas State. Yeah, we played Texas State last year. But we could definitely play them again at Texas State. But I feel like I like Utah State there. Then let's see. Let's go. Is North Dakota available here? Yeah, I'd rather play them earlier in the year, I think. So we'll play North Dakota here. We played them at home last time. Then that's 3 straight road games. Let's get one back at home. Could play UNLV at home. Then North Dakota State. Maybe go with a bye there. And this will probably change a little bit as we go along. Colorado State. UTEP would probably be a good team to play. Could play Missouri. Yeah, triple option. We could play. See if Air Force is available anywhere. Maybe we'll do. Oh, Air Force isn't available there. Let's play. We'll play Air Force there. Then we'll play North Dakota. Yeah, I like playing the triple option. It definitely makes for very interesting games. Then we'll play Colorado State. Yeah, I feel like that's probably good for now. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out some other teams to play. I'll have like the full schedule there, but I think that's a good starting point. I'm gonna hold off on redshirt so we can see everyone practice. But let's see. So Jared Miller at quarterback. We'll get a look at these two. If Knight's gonna be the third string running back, I think I may redshirt him because I don't know how much of an impact he'll really make with how many senior receivers and that type of stuff. And then we'll get an extra year of him, but we'll see him at practice. Ladorian Bolden. Okay. So now that's interesting. We could have Cordell Hicks as a slot receiver. He's our second highest rated receiver. I think we'll put... None of this is super important currently because I'll fix it all. Shadow Hansen, Javon Miller. Middle linebacker. We'll start with Lidorian Mcrae in the practice. I think that's good. Bukowski and Bryson Williams. And then we'll edit around everything. But I think that's pretty much everything here. I think now the only thing really to do is Texas would be fun. Yeah, I'll figure out the schedule more. Get it so we play all the Dakota teams, some easier teams, and then some like Power 5 powerhouses for those paychecks. Got to make that money. All right, I think we're going to go ahead and get into practice now and see how this team looks. But it'll be fun to see some of the like players who are playing for the first time, whether it be someone graduated or a freshman, see how much players improved, like Jared Miller, Jalen Page, and just get an idea of what this team is going to look like for year two. Because it's tough to see figure out what expectations I have for this team currently. We'll probably have a good idea after the first game, because we'll play someone relatively easier. Now that I think about it, I may try and schedule UTEP or see if I can get North Dakota for that first game. I feel like those will be an easier matchup for us. But we'll get into practice now. Let's see. Let's start with a 4-wide set so we can get Cordell Hicks on the field along with Cooper Price. Then let's see. Want to get, yeah, I feel like I like that. Back the ball up, put it at like the 50. Let's see what this team can do. That one broken up. Just going to try and go through a ton of plays here. Couple broken tackles there for Jalen Page. That's one thing I noticed last year. I feel like Jax Montgomery, number 9 with the corner, he didn't really play a ton, but he still had a ton of tackles. And I feel like in that nickel role, he can be really successful playing up close to the line and as a run stopper as well. That's what we're going to have to be better at this year, though, is how well are we going to be able to stop the run? Are we going to keep giving up 300-yard performances to every team we play? There's Ladorian Mcrae and Eric Zakowski. Oh, my goodness. Did you see that? We're going to get a second look at that one. My goodness. Who was that? Jeremiah Glover. Goodness gracious. Just a little spin move and he looked silly. I feel like we're going to keep running J.R. Miller this year. He's not a great athlete, but I feel like it just helps a little bit for our offense. Let's see. Oh, good coverage. Go play action. Misses that one. Let's go deep. We're going to try Cordell Hicks. Double coverage. Knocked away. There's Cooper Price with the drop. Sometimes it's tough to play offense with this team because they're not super great. So even if you run plays well, they still drop it or something like that. Good run there for Jalen Page. Let's throw the ball more. Take some shots downfield. There's a jump ball. Good play by Bryson Williams. Bukowski knocks it away. Let's take a shot to Cooper Price. See what he's able to do. Got a step. Oh, good catch. Breaks the tackle and loses the football. But I like that. There we go. Knocked away. Good coverage. Trying to see who can make a play here. Hopefully Nate Went can hang on to the football this time. My goodness. Oh. There we go. Look at Nate Went. J.R. Miller. Alright, let's mix it up. Let's go with, let's try a twin tight end set. Get Wagner and Cordell Hicks on the field. Because I feel like this is something you should see a good bit this year. Oh, nowhere to go. Because both Wagner and Hicks are very good. That was a good catch. Open field. Stiff arm. Look at that. I think he's going to make a big impact. If he can develop as a blocker too, he's going to be... He may start over Tate Wagner if he gets better as a blocker. Because he's just a better athlete. Oh, beats him downfield. Look at that. What a throw too. There's Javon Miller. Open. Oh, Bukowski, good job covering the field. Looking for Wagner. Nope. Almost had it. Oh, gosh. All right. Knocks outside. Oh, what a catch. Along the sideline. Let's get a second look at that one. Get some other players in here in just a second. Any players anybody wants to make sure they see today? Some of these throws are just bad. All right. Let's run it. See what Jalen Page can do here. Good blocking. A little power there over to Ladorian Mcrae. Let's get some of the other players in. We'll keep J.R. Miller. We'll put in Dontavius Knight at receiver. Let's put in Richie Campbell, Delvonte Bell, and Deion Gilbert. Tight end, we'll keep Tate Wagner. Then defensive side of the ball. Let's see. That's fine. That's fine. Middle linebacker. Get Rakeem Hood out there. Keep Jackson Harvey. And then left outside. Let's see. Let's see Terrell Rice. He played a little bit last year. Then at corner, put Zakowski. Free safety, Trevon Simmons. Strong safety, Briar Darby. There's Dontavius Knight. Let's get him a screen pass. Not super fast, but he's definitely quick. Let's send him deep. See what he can do. Quadruple coverage. Oh. Batted down. Don't really see that too often. That was a good throw and catch. Not the most elusive guy out there. J.R. Miller isn't. But it'll be interesting to see this year how much Deion Gilbert plays. He was our second leading receiver last year. But we got Cooper Price, some other guys who are maybe difference makers. I think you may see 6 or 7 guys play receiver with the actual receivers, and I think Cordell Hicks could play in the slot. Swing it outside. Nope, nowhere to go. Uh-oh. Makes a couple men miss there. Delvante Bell. And I don't know how much of an impact Knight will really make this year, so I'm thinking maybe I'll just redshirt him, and then he can play next year and make probably a bigger impact in those following 4 years. Especially as maybe the second or third string. This one's got a lot of option in it. Let's see. Let's go Delvante Bell deep. One-on-one, knocked away. Let's try it again. He's got the size advantage. There we go. Rakeem Hood with the tackle there. Oh! See, now that's what I like to see, using the big body. Definitely elusive in the open field. Let's try him again. There we go. Oh, I like that catch animation. But yeah, I definitely think you'll see a bunch of different receivers play. We'll get Ezekiel Wood in. Keep Dontavius. Let's put Libby as the second one. Then at receiver, we'll go Algram, Campbell, and let's get Jacoby Patton out there. Tight end, doesn't really matter for this formation. Defense, let's get Glover back on the field, and then we'll try Zukowski at free safety. Harvey will stay. Let's get Preston Pratt. Then maybe Jay Schmidt. He's a senior. Let's see what they can do. And we'll go split slot. It's got some good option, play action. We'll go 3-3-5. First throw off the mark for Ezekiel Wood. Second throw off the mark. See if he can at least hit a screen pass. There we go. Oh, makes 3 men miss. That was a good one. Get a second look at that. I think you'll see probably more screens this year. Especially if Knight plays some of our receivers a little more athletic. Cooper Price, Deontay Knox on receiver screens. That was a good play. That looks like Jackson Harvey. Javon Miller with a good block shed, but misses the tackle. Briar Darby. See, that's what I think he can do. Pursuit, making plays close to the line of scrimmage. All right, open field. Look at that. He can make people miss. I don't know if he's going to play this year, but he definitely can make people miss. All right, let's get Jacoby Patton. Algram. That was pretty good. Let's go deep. Patton. That was a horrible throw, but still works out. Yeah, this is the way it was in the one game Wood played in. He just was super inaccurate. And that's something I think Dontavius Knight, you'll see him used in a lot of ways. But I think one of the biggest ones will be wheel routes, if our quarterbacks can actually hit him. All right, let's try Mike Algrim, 5'7" wide receiver. Go up, get it. Oh, he went up and got it. Oh, wow. That was a good one. He may actually have to play this year. Like, if he makes plays like that. 5'7", think 5'6" corner, just goes up and gets it. I think you'll see probably almost all of our receivers play. I feel like Cooper Price, Deontay Knox will be the number 1 and number 2 receiver. But like that third, fourth slot receiver, you could see a bunch of different guys play. All right, let's try Richie Campbell. Tight window. Oh, drops it. Can you do it again? Nope. I feel like if Knight was a little faster, he would be like, oh, that was a nice throw. Knight would be in a Power 5 conference. He's just a little too slow. Let's see Pierce Libby. Open field. Nope. I feel like Wood's definitely more inaccurate than Miller is. And he's slower. So we know who our day 1 starting quarterback is going to be. Algrim. Nope. Uh-oh. Look at that block. Go. There's a big run. Ah, good coverage. See, now that was a nice throw. I like Jacoby Patton, only a redshirt freshman. He's got 4 more years after the seniors graduate this year. I think he'll definitely make an impact. Oh, Pedro Martels. Uh-oh. B, go up and get it. Nope. Oh. Who was that? Zakowski on the forced fumble. Let's see. Let's get some new players in again. We'll look at Corbin Brady. See how his statistics compare. Not that bad. Similar throw power, accuracy is just worse. So we'll get Corbin Brady in there. Then let's get Trenton Klemper. See what he's able to do. At receiver, we'll go Muhammad Ali Saria. Then Jacoby Patton and Mike Algrim. Get Cordell Hicks. Go back to the 2-4-5. Uh-oh. That was a good run. There we go. I think that may be one of the first picks today. Those are good plays at Preston Pratt. Got a number of options for that middle linebacker spot. I think the outside linebackers are set. Look at Beau Weaver getting downfield. I haven't really been paying too much attention to the offensive line here. But, yeah. I feel like he's doing a good job. You can see how massive he is. Like, compare him to him. Like, look how much bigger he is. Oh, good rush there. Let's try Muhammad Ali Saria. Goodness. No time. Jeremiah Glover. Make a play. Nope. Good pick. But I'm excited for season 2. I think we'll see a lot of new faces out there. A lot of guys who've never started before. A lot of faces, though, also that are returning. Oh. It'll also be interesting to see the split of the carries, too. My goodness, that was way off. Between the different running backs. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Look at that. Trenton Klemper down the field. Yeah. His accuracy is rough. Look at this deep, deep comeback. Another good play. Good tackle by Briar Darby. Our run blocking looks a lot better this year. So far in this practice, I'm not sure if we're the best team to compare us to, but because our defense is not necessarily, oh goodness, not necessarily super great. Good pressure. I think that was Javon Miller, maybe. That was great coverage. Jax Montgomery honestly might be our best cornerback. He was good last year. He's not super fast, but he does everything else well. Let's see. Let's go 5 wide. We'll go quarter. And let's get J.R. Miller back in the game. And let's put in Knox and Price. Deep ball. Nope. One-on-one. Ah. Dropped it. There we go. There's one of those backup corners. I think that's Trayshawn Toney. Good open field tackle. See, those are the type of throws that we started making late in the season. Let's see. Make a play. Oh, Trayshawn Toney. Uh-oh. Look at Mike Algrim. I think he's going to have to play a little bit more based on today. He's looked good. Deep post. Deontay Knox. Double coverage. Oh. Almost made the play. Oh. Mike Algram again. Outruns a defender. Picks up a couple yards. Jax Montgomery everywhere. I'm excited for his senior season again. Let's test him again. Oh no, that's Trayshawn Toney. Oh, Montgomery finally messes up. Alright, let's try. We're going to try a deep ball Jacoby Patton. Oh, okay. Never mind. Wide open. There we go. Alright, this time we're going to go deep Cooper Price. Oh. Oh, get there. Oh. Beat his man, just couldn't get there. Oh my. Jared Miller's accuracy looking a little questionable sometimes. Alright, but I think I'm going to end the stream somewhat soon. It was a fun time. Good to see these players make some of their debuts, see them in increased roles, that type of stuff. Go through the off season. Good to be back streaming on YouTube. Mike Algram again. But I'll have a off season recap most likely up, I would say probably Monday. That'll have final schedule, red shirt, look at our first recruiting board with all the submitted prospects as well. And yeah, depth chart, who position battles, may include some formation subs that I'll end up doing. And all that type of stuff. We'll get a season preview for us. I think we may look a little bit at the other Dakota schools too. But especially because we'll be playing all of them this year. There's a good move, Jacoby Patton. Still going. All right, do one more. Try and get one more deep ball. Oh, that was it. There we go. All right. Think that's going to do it. We're at about an hour and a half. This was a lot of fun. Appreciate everyone who came out. All the comments, all the support. Really appreciated it in season 1. But I think that will do it. I'll see you all for that off-season recap. And as we get into season 2, should be an exciting season, hopefully. But hope you have a great rest of your day.